self-worth on a scale is to sign your life away to the devil residing inside your mind. Because being enough, being good enough, means being thin enough, light enough, empty enough, physically not enough. Less is more, they say, so you strive to be less and less and less of you. And your wish is to be nothing, weightless, invisible, nothing. You'd rather be reduced to a grain of dust or a single speck of dust than weigh a single gram too much. Because being too much is being not enough, not good enough, and that means failure. Living in a mindset where loss is the only win, where success is measured by a tape and worth on a scale, failure means worthlessness. So every minute of every day is spent trying to find a way to succeed and to finally be enough, good enough, thin enough. You chase the dream and its promised happiness that is supposed to come with every pound lost. Skip another meal, purge the next, run until you feel faint. Food and weight have become the enemy. You stare at the food on your plate, trying to calculate the calories it contains compared to how many you burnt that day. You stare at the number on the scale, willing it to be lower, wondering if you stand here long enough if it will change. You stare at the girl in the mirror, with all the intensity of a predator watching its prey. You judge and assess every aspect of her figure, determining where the flaws are and noting every single imperfection. You stare with the goal of eating less, of lowering that number, of becoming smaller and perfect, or at least closer to it. But each goal met means a new one set, and the targets are getting lower and lower. But somehow, there always seems to be just a few more pounds to go, because perfection is never attained, the happiness is never granted, promises are never kept, and it never seems to be quite enough. Each time you step on the scale, the number is too much. The difference since last time is not enough, and therefore you are not enough. But the prospect of getting there, of being good at something, of possibly one day being enough, and being worth something is alluring. What you're doing becomes addicting and it just feels right. Even if you could, you don't want to stop, because how could anything that feels so right possibly be wrong? So you continue in the search for success, worth, perfection, for the feelings of being good at something, being good enough, thin enough, and just being enough. But as the pounds drop and the bones protrude, those feelings of failure and worthlessness push through, and you come to the bitter realization that it will never be enough.